Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster, back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a deck profile, Fire King's Sinful Spoils, Max Power Fire King's deck profile. But before we jump into the video, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and also be sure to check out all my other social media platforms. We got a very active Discord, very active Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter. I'm gonna link everything in the description box, so do yourselves a solid. Be sure to pull up. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's deck profile. Right before we get started, I do want to mention that I do have another video on my channel, a little bit more budget friendly, Fire King structure deck only vibes. I'm gonna have a card somewhere on the video. And when the new Fan of a Nightmare set comes out in February, or I think January, we're also gonna be doing a deck profile, including the new Link 3 monster, and of course the new level 1 Sinful Spoils monster. But that's another video. I just wanted to throw that in there right quick. Now, if you're still looking around trying to figure out what you want to play, I'm going to go over the tech options that I'm playing. I think I'm playing a little bit of a different build as compared to other profiles, but I'll explain the big differences once we get there. Right off the bat, we are going to be playing 3 Fire King Ponix. This is the cutest card ever, but this is a mandatory 3 of. It is the searcher of the whole deck. It could search you Sanctuary or search you any utility card that you need, Circle or the Fire Sky Blast, whatever it's called. And it does have a mandatory effect in the standby phase when it's destroyed the turn before, adds back to the hand, great utility card. And we are playing 3 copies of Kieran. This card is the card that allows you to play on your opponent's turn. Quick effect in the hand, which is insane. Pop any fire monster and then special summon this thing. A lot of the time when I ended up testing, I actually end up popping the Ash Blossom in my hand because there's going to be some situations where you don't have a Fire King monster and you're just going to need the Ash. It does have great non-targeting removal as well for destruction. And then in this build, we play 2 Garunics. I do feel like this card is a little bit of a brick, so that's why we only play 2. But this is what sets up the combo. When you activate the Fire King Island, pop the Ponix, search this. On resolution, this activates because the Ponix was popped. And then you pop the other monster in the deck. And then I'm playing 1 Balrog. This is part of the combo. You pop this when you special summon the Garunics. And then you search during the next standby phase, which is you're going to search the Kieran. I think this is the biggest difference from my build. I'm only actually playing 1 of these, of the Monster Negate, and then 1 of the Spell and Trap Negate. Obviously, you just summon this out, and then you have protection. I do think that the Monster Effect Negate has a little bit more utility than the Spell Trap, but I do think having the utility to be able to negate a spell or trap effect is actually pretty good. And on top of that, I am only playing 1 of each, and then I am playing 2 Fire Formation Tenki. Playing 3 is way too cloggy in my honest opinion. You don't need to play the 3rd. You could cut 1 out and then play an extra copy of whichever one that you need, and that's what I'm going to end up probably doing, playing 1 Tenki and then 1 of 2 of this and 1 of this, but I think that's probably the biggest difference from my build. And then I am playing 3 copies of Fire King Island. This card's insane, right? Can't be Ash, can't be rolled. You just set it directly from your deck, and if they were to get rid of it, right, the Fire King Island, you just get protection from this. And then I played 2 copies of Fire King Island. I wish this card came in a different rarity other than common. Maybe there is. I'm going to be honest, I never heard of Fire Kings up until the structure deck got announced, but you only play 2. It's a little bit of a brick if you play multiple copies, considering that you're playing the Sanctuary. And then for utility, I play 1 Circle of the Fire Kings and then 1 Fire King Skyburn. This card is absolutely insane. It helps you dodge cards, targeting cards like Effect Veiler and Imperm, as you just pop your stuff. And I do think playing the Circle is great utility. I sometimes want to play a second copy of this and just cut the Circle entirely, but I think having the utility to special something from the grave and grindier games, which this deck has to currently do right now because it doesn't have the Link 3 coming in Fan of a Nightmare and the level 1 Sinful Spoils monster. We play the Sinful Spoils package. We play 1 D-Bell Star, 1 original Sinful Spoils, and then 3 Wanteds. The 3rd one's on the way, guys. This is just a torrential tribute backwards. I apologize. But this is supposed to be the Wanted Sinful Spoils. The 3rd one's on the way. But this package is absolutely insane. You open the Wanted and it's full combo, right? You activate this, search that, activate this to special, discard a card. On summon, set this, activate this, send this, and then special summon the level 1 fire monster. Garunix, get full combo, and then you get a draw off of it, which is absolutely insane. It literally just pays for itself. And for my hand trap lineup, I play 3 copies of Effect Veiler, 3 copies of Ash, which has great utility in this deck because it is a fire monster, so I would highly recommend playing the Ash. 3 copies of Nibiru, and then 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Realistically, you could play whatever you want. You don't have to play this exact lineup. These are just the cards that I feel like are the most useful in the current meta. Imperm, phenomenal. Nibiru could really blow up decks. And then Ash has a great utility because it's a fire and you're going to pop it sometimes. Effect Veiler is just Effect Veiler. It's a classic hand trap card. For the last utility cards, I played 1 Called By. I wanted to play Crossout Designator, but I wanted to keep the deck an even 40. That's the current number of cards that I'm playing. So I just decided to get a Called By the Grave just to add it in there. And then the last 2, I played 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talons. Hand traps are everywhere in this format. Effect Veiler, Ash, Nibiru, Droll. Having the Talons is really good. Give you an extra search. Or if you have more follow-up after you've been interrupted, you could just look through your opponent's hand, get rid of whatever they're going to be able to combo off of. Onto the extra deck. I play 1 Linkuriboh. I think Linkuriboh has a lot of utility. It's just a level 1. It's a dark monster. And on top of that, it's a Cybers. And then I am playing 1 Salamangreat Amirage. I think Amirage has a little bit more utility over like Anima because it's a fire monster, and on top of that it's a Cybers, right? So you're going to be able to go into other plays in the extra deck. I play 1 Dark as well. Now this is usually Hita, the fire charmer. I don't know her name, but not that hints is bad, but the fact is that this is a dark, so it allows you to go into other plays, but mostly because you're going to be able to special something from your opponent's grave, because I do think that dark is a lot more common of an attribute than it is fire, and I do think this is a little bit better in my opinion. Not to say that you can't go into Hita, but I just found the utility of dark a little bit better. And then I play 1 Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. This is a phenomenal card. This card, it gives you great recursion because it adds back. But I do think this is going to end up getting replaced once the Link 3 drops from Fan of a Nightmare. But phenomenal card. And then we play, of course, 1 IP Masquerena. And then we play 1 SP Little Knight. Phenomenal card. Not really much to explain. And then we play 1 Decode Talker. This card is Interruption and a draw, so it's pretty good. It does suck that you have to pay life points, but who really cares when you're just going to draw a card? I play 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Now, I did originally want to play the Celine, but I do think that Unicorn has a little bit more utility because it just bounces back a card, right? You discard a card, but you're also going into a Link 3, which is really good. And most of the time, you're going to use IP to go into this. And then, of course, we're going to play the Access Code Talker because we want to go for OTK. And then we play the Underworld Goddess for great removal, right? If cards are unaffected or anything like that, right, it can't just be destroyed or anything. This is just great removal. You just use the monster as a link summon, and because this deck just spams out monsters, it's just so good. And then I am playing the 1 Dingirsu. I was a little hesitant to be playing this card, honestly, but when I started to think about what exactly I'm playing, I do think it's the best target. Considering that there are alternatives, you could play the Zombie Vampire or Vampy's Vampire. I can never remember it. Or you can play Phantom Lord for the monster effect negate. But Dingirsu is removal, non-targeting, which is pretty good. And on top of that, since I was already considering to play the Phantom Lord, well, I thought to myself, I'm like, well, aren't I playing the Fire King monster effect negate? I don't need a Fire Lord, you know? And on top of that, I was also thinking about playing the Horus package, but I just didn't fit. There are better decks for that package, and I don't think Fire Kings is one of them. Not that it won't work, but they're just better options. And then we play 2 of the new Garunix Eternity. This card is absolutely insane. Fire King Sanctuary is what enables this, but this is just a board wipe when it is Exceed Summon. Has great stats, 3,000, 2,000 defense. Just a great card overall. And then we play 1 Zeus because it's such a good card. And then we play 1 Typhon. My final thoughts on the deck. I do think the deck is really good. Is it at the level that it is in the OCG? No, for obvious reasons. They have cards that we don't. Is it a fully capable deck? It is actually a really strong deck. Has a lot of interruptions. Has some pretty insane monsters like Kieran. Kieran is phenomenal And because it has the ability to play multiple hand traps, multiple non-engine, I do think that is what makes it a really, really good deck. Is it going to be the top contender at the moment? No. Is it going to be top contender when those cards come out? Who's to say? Maybe the deck doesn't do as good as it does here, or it doesn't do good here as it does in the OCG. Only time could tell. But I'm really excited when the new cards drop. Of course, we're going to be doing a deck profile, but I wanted to get your guys' honest opinion. There's a lot of hype for this deck, especially working in tandem with the Sinful Spoils package. Let me know down below. Do you think the Sinful Spoils is going to propel this deck into the next level, into tier 0, especially when the new cards drop, or not? I want to get your guys' honest opinion. Make sure you guys leave that in the comment section. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for always supporting. This might be the last video of the year. Who knows? My name is Winster. Thank you always supporting. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. I'll check you guys out later. Peace out.